Mzwanele Manyi being the major focus in the latter part of the day. And let's start there perhaps. Extraordinary developments there with his explanations of what he argues wasn't necessarily an unusual deal for TNA with government business, but really didn't work well for him, did it?
It didn't. I mean, that kind of exchange that you saw, I mean, told the entire story. Interestingly, Bongani, even the judge relating his own experience with the interview that he had with the New Age, basically saying after being appointed, he was asked to give an interview, and then he did it. Unfortunately, he was with people there who recorded the interview when it appeared on the newspaper, and it was not what he had said. So basically, his evidence was around some of those issues, basically talking about saying the kind of advertising they had been very innovative as a result. So that's why perhaps they got that kind of money. But I don't think they were buying it, quite honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it was an extraordinary exchange, because as the judge was sharing his own experience, Mzwanele Manyi jumped up and said, yes, me too, I've had similar experiences, without really detailing. But perhaps on a more serious note, we also obviously heard from a former Treasury communications official about just the mayhem that happened after the dismissal of Mzwandile, likening that moment to a period of mourning almost.
Absolutely. And remember, Bongani, this is just 2 days. I mean, you hear all those stories. It happened only within 2 days. I mean, someone comes as an advisor and then immediately issues instructions. So he needs... Even
to the minister, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you answer your phone?
That was what I think led to this kind of situation where people said they were in mourning, because they absolutely did not know what to do. Because here was someone who said, everything you are doing must be done through me. Even chucking out the chief of staff of the former minister, saying, well, I'm taking this office, disregarding the offices where advisors are supposed to sit. But basically, the sum total of all of that was that here was someone really being brought in and had no idea what was happening, did not understand Treasury, did not even understand the people who have been given to him to work with.
I mean, it's an extraordinary development, just in the sense of what was revealed today. Mzwanele Manyi, of course, has said it was all poetic. It's been all poetic, and there's been no specific evidence. We'll certainly see how it develops. Is he expected to continue tomorrow? There was some question around whether or not he'd been given enough information about availability. Tomorrow,
we're starting at 9, an hour earlier, to give him an opportunity to conclude, and then the big one, the ANC led by Gwede.
All right, so that's certainly going to be one to watch out for. Thank you very much. Of course, staying in the news, Public Enterprises Minister has responded as well, Francis.
Yeah, the tit-for-tat charges laid today. Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan is saying first that the attacks on him by EFF leader Julius Malema not only harmed his dignity and put his family in danger, but also incited violence in the country. Gordhan laid charges of defamation, criminal injury and incitement of violence against Malema at a Pretoria police station. The minister also wants the Equality Court to force Malema to apologize unconditionally for some of the statements he made against Gordhan and to pay damages that he says he'll donate. Meanwhile, the EFF plans to emulate Gordhan and also lay charges against him tomorrow morning at the very same police station.
Minister Pravin Gordhan fighting back. Accompanied by his lawyer, Tebogo Malachi, the minister says he wants the EFF leader to withdraw his statements.
Enough is enough. That if you want to argue with us politically, that's fine. But once you lie and you attack families and you propagate these lies widely enough, but you also start dividing South African society, then it is totally unacceptable, because race is a very inflammable factor in South Africa.
This follows a string of attacks by Malema on Gordhan, which intensified as he testified before the state capture inquiry. Malema addressed a crowd outside the Zondo Commission last week Tuesday. The minister claims that the onslaught on him is linked to the VBS Bank scandal, where 2 billion rand was looted allegedly by politicians. He says the attack on him intensified when he started testifying in the Zondo Commission.
You can't go around, for example, condemning the Zondo Commission. You can't call an evidence leader an advocate at the Zondo Commission by the name B. You can't call us dogs. And at the same time, you can't spread wrong rumors about families when there's absolute lies as well. So it's time to stand up, as we always have been. There were remarks made outside the Zondo Commission which said there could be casualties. And if you go on attacking people the way you are attacking them, the next logical point is, are we facing some kind of physical harm or even elimination?
Gordon's lawyer says the attack that dates back to July have invaded the minister's privacy and injured his good name. He also approached the Equality Court, where Section 10 of the Equality Law will be used to hold EFF leaders accountable for their utterances.
The two main leaders of the EFF, Mr. Malema and Mr. Shivambu, and it's based expressly on what they've said in public domain. We're asking the court to order for an unconditional apology, and we're also saying that they should be ordered to pay damages, because it has to be painful if you're found guilty of conduct of that type. But those damages in the amount of 150,000 will be donated to a charitable cause intended to support job creation in the unemployment of our youth.
The EFF will also lay criminal charges against Gordon at the Brooklyn police station on Tuesday morning. In a statement, the party says the charges include those of money laundering, corruption, fraud, and contravening the country's Intelligence Act. Patricia Fasache, SABC News, in Pretoria.